All right, so today we're going deep on something kind of different.
Ooh, I like different.
You ready for this?
Hit me.
Heaven and hell.
Okay,
But
here we go.
not the like fire and brimstone and pearly gates, heaven and hell.
I was going to say,
No,
not the
no.
typical stuff.
But as like states of being,
Interesting.
like right here, right now.
Okay, I'm listening.
So think about it. Have you ever
I'm intrigued.
caught yourself like just feeling these like little slices of heaven or hell in your everyday life?
You know what?
Have you ever thought about that?
Now that you mention it, I think I have.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
So that's what we're diving into today.
Okay, let's do it.
And to help us unpack all this, we're going to be looking at excerpts from this text.
Okay.
Heaven and Hell, the Inner Realms Within Us.
Catch your title?
It's written by Waxhira, who is the founder of the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood.
Oh, wow. I've heard of them.
Yeah, so we're really going to get into this idea of heaven and hell as inner experiences,
Right, like not a place we go after we die, but something we're actually experiencing right now.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm ready to dive in.
So what really stood out to me in this text was how it shifts our perspective.
Yeah.
It's less about, this kind of physical destination and more about like what's going on inside of us.
Yeah, he really emphasizes that heaven and hell are internal.
Internal, yeah.
They're shaped by our thoughts, our actions, the choices we make.
So basically, like, we're creating our own heaven and hell all the time.
Exactly. And that's actually a really empowering concept when you think about it.
Yeah, definitely. So let's break this down a little bit.
Okay.
What does this, like, heaven as a state of being actually look and feel like?
Okay, so picture this.
Okay.
You've been working towards a really tough goal. Maybe it took you months. Maybe it took you years.
Oh, yeah, I feel that.
But you finally achieved it. Or maybe you've done something really selfless to help somebody out. That feeling, you get that deep contentment, that sense of inner peace and fulfillment. Like everything is clicking into place.
Okay.
That's a taste of heaven, according to Waxhira.
Interesting. And he uses this really cool metaphor.
Oh, yeah.
Of like a musical instrument. Like when a musical instrument is perfectly tuned, all the strings are vibrating in harmony.
Exactly. And that's what heaven feels like. It's that inner harmony, that alignment with our true selves.
I love that. So it's not about like external circumstances. It's about this internal state of harmony.
Precisely.
Okay, but what about the flip side?
Right.
Hell.
Yeah.
If heaven is like this beautiful symphony, what's the opposite of that?
Well, think of it this way. Hell is like that instrument, but it's completely out of tune.
I get it.
Yeah.
So it's like creating a cacophony of sound.
Yes, exactly. It's like fingernails on a chalkboard. It's that inner turmoil, the dissonance,
Right, like when your thoughts and actions are clashing with each other.
Yeah. Precisely. Or when you feel like you're betraying your own values.
It's like that nagging sense of regret. It's like that inner conflict that just won't go away.
Right. And Waxhira, he actually takes this even further.
Okay.
He says that the worst kind of hell, the absolute worst, is a life devoid of meaning or purpose.
A life without purpose.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
He argues that we're all born with this unique purpose, like a divine blueprint. And when we ignore that purpose, when we betray it, that's what leads to this profound suffering.
So it's not about like the literal fire and brimstone. It's about that emptiness that we feel when we're not living authentically.
Exactly. It's like we're going against the grain of our own being.
Okay, that makes total sense.
But that begs the question, how do we find this purpose?
Yeah, like how do we find this blueprint that Waxhira is talking about?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Waxhira, he's a big advocate for introspection, really taking the time to go inward, to connect with our deepest values, our aspirations.
So it's about like quieting the external noise and really tuning into our own inner guidance system.
Exactly. He also emphasizes mindfulness,
right,
which is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment.
So it's about being present.
Yes, being fully present in our experience.
Okay, so we've got introspection, we've got mindfulness.
Right.
But how do we take that inner knowing and actually create a more heavenly experience in our daily lives?
That's where ethical living comes in.
Okay.
Waxhira, he sees ethical living as like a direct path to experiencing inner heaven.
Interesting. So it's about aligning our actions with our values.
Exactly. When our actions are in harmony with our values, that's when we create more harmony within ourselves and also in the world around us.
It's like what you were saying earlier about the instrument being in tune.
Right.
Our actions are like the musical notes.
Yes.
And when they're played in harmony with our values, that's when we create that beautiful symphony.
I like that analogy.
It's beautiful.
And Waxira, he goes on to outline these specific practices for cultivating this heaven on earth, you know?
What kind of practices?
He talks about practicing compassion, forgiveness, gratitude, and striving to live in service to others.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's not just about personal fulfillment.
No.
It's about contributing to the greater good.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected.
It sounds like creating this heaven on earth, it's like an ongoing process.
It is.
It's a constant striving towards alignment, you know?
Yeah, and it's not about achieving some kind of perfect state of bliss.
Right.
It's about continuously making choices that move us in the direction of greater harmony.
Greater purpose.
Exactly.
So much to think about here.
Isn't there a lot to unpack?
This deep dive has really got the wheels turning.
Good. I like that.
And it makes me wonder if you could consciously choose to experience more heaven in your daily life. What one small step could you take today to shift your thoughts, your actions or intentions in that direction?
That's a powerful question.
It is. And I think it's something we can all reflect on.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's definitely given me some things to think about. Food for thought.
Lots of food for thought.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Great deep dive.
Thanks so much for joining me for this deep dive.
It was my pleasure.
It was really fascinating exploring these ideas with you.
Likewise.
And for all of you listening out there, keep those wheels turning.
Yeah. Keep thinking.
Because the journey to heaven, well, it starts right here.
Right here, right now.
Right now. I like it.
All right. Until next time.
CSD.